Hello Libra, and welcome to your January 2021 Oracle and Tarot reading. My name is TESA and this is TESA's Tarot. Oh my goodness, the year is almost over. Breathe in, breathe out, and just let it all go. Libra, I am going to be talking about some of the big transits that are going on for you in January. Okay, so before I start, I should probably say, I know, my nose is really itchy. My allergies are a little crazy right now. I literally need to clean my house like twice a week. It's true. And speaking of house, so this video is going to be for for Libra Ascendant, okay? Libra Ascendant. If you are a Libra sun sign, there's a possibility that this is not going to resonate with you because I am going to be following the natal chart, the whole sign system based on the Ascendant. So Libra needs to be in your first house, Scorpio your second house, Sagittarius your third, so forth and so forth, okay? If you're not sure what your ascendant sign is, I did put a link in the description box below where you can double check it and see what your ascendant is, okay? So you can go ahead and watch this video, and if it doesn't resonate, you might need to double check your ascendant, okay? So the reason I'm doing this is because I am going to start kind of giving you guys a little bit of like pre-shuffle, pre-tarot, pre-oracle information about the transits that are going on currently in our solar system and what houses they are affecting in your natal chart. And that way it'll give a little bit more insight into what areas of your life need more attention, okay? I am doing spiritual guidance, self-growth, self-love, getting to know yourself better, okay? So this is what I focus on this channel, about getting to know yourself a little bit better, okay? So I'm just kind of going to go down the list and just kind of verbally tell you what the transits, what is going on in our solar system right now, what houses they're transiting, and then we're going to go from there, okay? Okay, so Libra, kicking off January 1st, okay? So kicking out January 2021, we're going to have the Sun in Capricorn in your fourth house of home, family, and your roots, okay? Or home, security, and your roots. This is going to be very significant for you, especially because we are going to be in Capricorn season, and there's a lot of shifts and things kind of taking place here, okay? The moon is going to be in Cancer in your 10th house of work, career, and authority figures. Mercury is in Capricorn in your 4th house of home, family, and roots. Venus will be in Sagittarius in your 3rd house of friendship, communication, and siblings. Also short-term, like short direction travel. Mars is going to be in Aries in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. Jupiter and Saturn are going to be conjunct in Aquarius in your 5th house of creativity, romance, and children. So this is also going to be a significant area. So the 4th house and the 5th house for you, home, family, ideas of children, creativity, all that is going to be the most kind of affected. Uranus will be in Taurus in your 8th house of the unconscious, sex, and transformation. Neptune in Pisces in your 6th house of daily routines and health. Pluto in Capricorn in your 4th house of home, family, and your roots. And then as we get into January, on January 6th, Mars is going to enter Taurus in your 8th house of the unconscious, sex, and transformation. On January 8th, Mercury is going to enter Aquarius in your 5th house of creativity, children, and romance. Also on January 8th, Venus is going to enter Capricorn in your 4th house of home, family, and roots. On January 13th, there's going to be a new moon in Capricorn in your 4th house of home, family, and roots. On January 14th, Uranus will go direct in Taurus in your 8th house of the unconscious, sex, death, and transformation. On January 19th, the sun is going to enter Aquarius in your 5th house of creativity, romance, and children. And then January 28th, we're going to have a full moon in Leo, and that's going to be in your 11th house of networking, social dynamics, and innovation and innovative thinking. Okay, on January 30th, Mercury is going to go retrograde in Aquarius in your 5th house of children, creativity, and romance. Okay, so the reason why I just kind of want to run down the list and just kind of give you a broad overview of what's going on, I'm not going to get into the details of what this means, but it basically just kind of lays out the framework for me to do your oracle and tarot reading to see what area of your life is really, this energy is really going to kind of be the most significant in, okay? So there's going to be a lot going on in your 4th house, which is your Capricorn house, okay? So there could be some changes in your home life, in your family life, things about your roots, you know, that you're maybe learning. There could be some kind of like tension here. And then also your 5th house, which is your Aquarius house. You know, there could be some new creative ideas, some new projects, some new kind of dynamics coming into your consciousness in regards to you know, just creativity and stuff. You could start thinking about a little bit more about whether or not you want to have children, things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start pulling cards to see where we are going to go here. Okay, yeah, so Spirit of Place. Spirit of Place. This definitely makes me think of like home life, you know, like what is the energy of your home life right now, like wherever you are residing right now, the Spirit of Place. So what, like, how would you, this is a very creative energy. This is an energy where you're really kind of tapping into the energy of your home, you know, and what is it saying to you? What is it speaking? And if you can change something about it, what would you change? You know, like it's really kind of tapping into this interesting energy of what you're being surrounded by, you know, the ground under your feet, the paintings on the walls, the way that everything is decorated, the kind of like feng shui of your home, you know, if you're living with other people, the dynamic between you and those other people. Okay, so Spirit of Place. So this is going to be really important, especially since this is the month for you where all of this stuff kind of comes to show itself a little bit more in your life. You might start to notice this aspect in your life a little bit more. Okay, so it's going to be, I think it's going to be really interesting and important for you to kind of tap into that energy. Okay, and to see maybe how you want to make a contribution to your home in an imaginative, creative, or innovative way. Okay, and then we have Talisman. Talisman kind of talks about like a little bit of a good luck charm, but I also see the talisman as maybe something that you want to hold on to, like from your roots, you know, because there's a lot of things that are changing in this month, especially in this new year, whether you are entering into a new location, whether you're moving from one home to another, whether there's some kind of energy shifting within your home life. And if you are wanting to kind of contribute more of a kind of creative dynamic to the space that you're in, the talisman really kind of makes me think of something like what is that not just what is that thing that you would want to contribute to the space around you that might be different, but like what is meaningful to you? What is a part of you and who you are? Something that maybe, reminds you of your roots, something that reminds you of maybe where your parents are from, something that comes from your childhood, that has a unique story. There could be something that's part of you that shows a unique story that you can tell and that you can contribute to the space around you, that you can contribute to the dynamic of your home life, of your family life, or in your creativity. There's something kind of magical in that. There's something magical in your, in the stories that you have to tell. And that's also a big part of creativity. That's a big part of the energy that you project out into the space around you and into the atmosphere, or into creative projects and stuff like that. And then for the final card, we have protecting treasure. Okay, so it could be also a way of like protecting what is sacred, I mean, you could decide that there are some things you would rather keep to yourself and there are other things, so this will be kind of a good time to kind of figure out what do you maybe not feel comfortable sharing, or if you are getting involved in a creative project, if you are in a new home atmosphere where, you are entering a new dynamic with other people, there might be some things that you want to keep to yourself, but then there's other parts of you that you want to share, that you want to channel into a creative energy, that you would like for that to, you would like to allow that part of you to become part of the social structure and of the energy of that place, and of that essence. So that's kind of going to be the elements that are going to be taking place for you in January 2021. These are kind of the changes here, okay? So let's pull some tarot cards. Okay, so we have the Devil. This is Capricorn energy. So this kind of, this kind of tells me there might still be some things you are being restricted by. Okay, there could be an authority figure in your life that is still kind of maybe like restricting you from completely, let me see. Okay, so this is Capricorn energy. So I'm thinking of this as like your fourth house, which is about home and roots and family. So if you are kind of maybe like breaking out on your own at this time, or if you are moving, from one place to another, it could also be one of those situations where like you are deciding to move on from a situation that you were in. But there is still a sense of being attached to that situation. There is a sense of like not fully letting go, or of not fully letting go of the previous structure. Okay, because things are going to be changing in January. There is going to be a lot of like transformative kind of elements, and it might start to feel like you're losing the ground from beneath your feet, and that might be just like a little bit scary at first, or you might still want to cling a little bit to those past dynamics. And that's where I think this whole talisman thing is going to come into play, okay? Where I think that could be really valuable, kind of looking at what your unique story is. What is the thing that you're proud of coming from your roots, that you can contribute to your environment to kind of bring a grounding element to your new situation. Okay, because the Devil does talk about like some restrictive energy, some energy that's maybe like not wanting to let go of something, a little bit of a little bit of like a heaviness of a, you know, maybe overthinking, maybe thinking a little bit too much about the new situation, about the new energy that's going on around you, not really feeling completely free quite yet, you know, not feeling completely free to express yourself in the way you want to, okay? But that's going to take some time. So, and then we have the Ace of Wands. So this is creative energy. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire energy, very, very driven, spiritual, passionate, creative. So, you know, it kind of also looks like there's a feeling of, you know, wanting to break free, you know, wanting to break free from this restrictive energy, wanting to kind of break out of that energy that maybe you were in the last couple of months or something like that. And really kind of get started on some creative projects, you know, especially with your 5th house, especially with the Jupiter Aquarius or Jupiter Saturn and Aquarius conjunction happening in your 5th house of creativity, expression, and yeah, and we're headed towards Aquarius season. So like changes in those kind of areas of your life, you know, really being inspired to do something different, being inspired to, you know, and maybe even like being inspired by that energy, being inspired by that grounding energy, like maybe figuring out a way to keep that alive in some way, but bring it into a new focus, you know, like kind of keep that kind of stability and that, you know, structured routine and that, you know, more focused and hardworking kind of daily energy. Keep that grounded in reality while also branching out, you know, branching out your creativity and your expression and finding new ways to channel those kinds of energies. Okay, I hope this is making sense so far. Okay, then we have the 6 of Cups, which is Sun in Scorpio. So there could be like a reconnecting with some friends, a reconnecting with an old, maybe somebody from your past, getting together, someone kind of popping up in your life out of nowhere. So this could be happening as well. Excuse me. And this is, and Scorpio is in your 3rd house of friendships, siblings, and communication. You know, so this area of your life could also kind of start to reinvigorate itself. There could be like some light kind of shining in this area as well, where, you know, you're really kind of feeling the beautiful energy of friendship and sibling relationships, and just, you know, there's kind of like a vitalizing kind of energy happening in this area of your life as well, okay? Okay, and then we have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is Mars in Leo, okay? So there's a little bit of like a protective, kind of defensive energy going on here, okay? So this could possibly be relevant. So on January 28th, we're going to have the full moon in Leo, a full moon in Leo, okay? And this is going to be right after the sun enters Aquarius. We'll be in Aquarius, but we're still in January. This is a January video, so not a Capricorn video. But yeah, the full moon will be in Leo, and this is going to be transiting your 11th house. And the 11th house is going to represent your networking and your social dynamics and just kind of like broader ideas for innovation, community, you know, more global kind of thinking. So with the 7 of Wands over here, like maybe towards the end of the month with the full moon, you know, things kind of might start to feel like they're expanding, especially in regards to your ideas. We'll be in Aquarius season by then. And, you know, you might start to feel a little like protective and defensive with your energy and who you give your energy to. you know, once we enter Aquarius season, energy is really going to pick up, especially with all these Aquarius transits that are happening. People might start to become a lot more outspoken. People might start to share their opinions more, and you might kind of enter a moment or a period where you're like, I don't know if I want to get involved in this, you know, or you might get kind of like defensive, you know, you'll feel like you really want to share your opinions, but then you're going to have to defend your opinions because your opinions might be different from other people's opinions. Kind of like things like that, okay? So, you know, things might really be coming to light in reference to this full moon. And because Aquarius is in your 5th house of creativity and expression and things like that, and the 5th house's natural ruler is Leo and the sun, this full moon in Leo could be really significant in that aspect of your life, you know, when it comes to expression and your creativity, you know, like you could create something that's really important to you, but someone else might criticize it. You know, you could really put your energy and your effort into creating something and you're so proud of it, but then somebody says something that you don't like and you're like, what the fuck, you know, like what's your problem? So it could be kind of like something like that. Okay, so just kind of like watch out for that. Watch out for any like, you know, critical thinking or people kind of trying to be haters or people trying to hate on you. Okay, and then we have 6 of Pentacles, which is moon in Taurus. Okay, this is kind of about like being of service to others. Okay, so let's see where your Taurus. So your Taurus is in your 8th house, which is like the unconscious, transformation. So it's possible that like you could definitely have things being triggered in this area of your unconscious, your subconscious mind, that will, you know, maybe transform your perspective on how you approach let's see, like how you approach your like your value system, okay? Your value system, like what it is you value in yourself, what it is you value in yourself and how you share yourself with the world and how you contribute yourself with the world, okay? So there might be some things that kind of get a little triggered in this area this month, especially because Uranus is going to finally go direct in Taurus on January 14th, and Uranus brings about sudden changes, like sudden things that happen suddenly and out of nowhere, unpredictable events. So something could just kind of maybe like trigger you, and then it causes you to kind of like go like, you know, go deep into your psyche and maybe question your own value system, maybe just kind of like question your motives a little bit and what it is you really want to give to the world, what you want to contribute, you know, like just kind of maybe like who you are, you know, from the inside out, okay? So that's very possible. And then we have the Queen of Wands, Aries energy. Okay, Aries energy. So Aries is in your 7th house. Aries is in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships, okay? There aren't really any big things. There aren't any big things happening in Aries for January. Mars is currently still in Aries, but Mars is going to enter Taurus January 6th. So this energy, this Queen of Wands energy, honestly, like the way I'm kind of feeling this is by the end of the month, you might have some people looking at you, you know, like you might have some love interest. Like there might be some people who start to notice you. They start to see your creativity. They start to see, you know, your light shining, your passion, your inspiration, how you're just like this natural leader and you're just kind of paving the way, you know, you're paving your path. You're doing your thing. Okay, so I feel like, you know, people might, you know, someone of, you know, the opposite sex or someone of the same sex or just like, you know, someone who might have a love interest or, you know, especially with that full moon coming up in Leo at the end of the month. And like fire attracts fire. This is Aries energy. It's going to be a full moon in Leo. So there could be, you know, some strong attraction there. Someone could be like, oh, you know, like really noticing you, maybe wanting to get to know you better, or, you know, wanting to see what you're all about. So that's definitely a possibility here as well. All right, so Libra Ascendant, this is your reading for January 2020. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope this reading helped. If you did, if you like my style, please like, subscribe, stay tuned. I will be doing a mid-January Oracle and Tarot reading as well, kind of like with the same style that I did this one, okay? And yeah, if you have any comments, just let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye.